I do this joke, and I know that right now, like, our country is just being ripped apart by this, and a lot of people. I grew up in New England. I lost a lot of friends to opioid use and things like that. It's hard, and that's the way I make, like, light of it. And I'll say this, part of the reason is the stigma that we put on it. Every time somebody dies of a heroin overdose, they're just treated different. I mean, think about it. They're called junkies. Like, it's just a different, we treat them so differently than everybody else. And whenever somebody dies of a heroin overdose, we're like, well, they made a choice. Well, I'm an alcoholic, I know. You make a choice to relapse. If you're an alcoholic, don't chime in on anyone else's addictions, because you have the golden retriever of addictions. Everybody's a fucking alcoholic. But heroin is an event. It's different. It's way different than everything else, because alcohol and other drugs numb pains you know you have. Heroin takes away shit you didn't know was there. And you shouldn't ever feel like. It's also, we set them up to fail. It's the only drug on a long term where abstinence is not the preferred method of quitting. Every other drug, if you have to stop, just stop doing it. They may help you medically, but once you're detoxed, no more, right? You got an alcohol problem, stop drinking alcohol. You know, you got a pill problem, stop doing pills. You got a marijuana addiction, it's not a real addiction. You're just a pussy. You got an ecstasy problem, stop doing ecstasy. You got a heroin addiction, that's a little different. Actually, what we're gonna do is just give you a drug that's basically more heroin. We're gonna give you methadone, which is a shitty, watered-down version of the drug you were just doing. Could you imagine if every time you went in to quit drinking and you told your doctor, I want to get off drinking, do you imagine how shitty it would be if he put you on a 3-week cycle of Smirnoff Ice? At some point, after 6 weeks of guzzling that, getting that saccharine taste out of the corner of your mouth and chasing the citrus shits just to work yourself up to a sophomore camping trip buzz. At some point, you'd be like, you know what, fuck this, I'm gonna start drinking whiskey again. At least it's an alcohol with leadership qualities. Listen, alcohol has a time, every drug has a time and a place. Heroin has a time and a place. It's an end-of-life drug. Heroin was meant for extreme, opioids are meant to help extreme pain. It's dessert. It's a little whipped cream on life, a little cherry at the end. And kids are having their dessert at the beginning of the meal and it's making them sick. Yes, that's an overly reductionist point of view. But think about it. Place matters. Like, think about Jager, okay? Now, Jägermeister was a liqueur. It's a German liqueur that people sipped at the end of meals to help them digest, and Germans loved it. It would help them digest meals. It's kind of like an aperitif, and it would help them just settle in their meal, and it existed there peacefully in Bavaria for hundreds of years. But then Americans got a hold of it. And then every flat-brimmed tanning bed barnacle started dumping this shit down their face by the quart, and now Jägermeister is no longer liqueur, it's asshole fracking fluid. That's what it is. It's the shit you pour into the cracks in your face to help bubble up all the ignorant things you think throughout a day. I think motocross should be an Olympic sport. Guys, heroin has a time and a place, okay? And that time is when you're in your 80s. And that place is nursing homes. See, that's where it belongs. I mean, you think about it, they're already dressed like assholes. They can't drive. They're prepared to shit themselves at the drop of a hat. You know, and it would make your life a lot cooler. Could you imagine being you, you know? Friends are like, hey, we're going out to a party. You want to come party? Nah, I can't go out tonight, guys. Oh, come on. No, I can't, guys. I want to go out, but I can't. I got to go see Nana's band. Because your grandmother's in a Stone Temple Pilots cover band now. Yeah. Oh, really? That's cool. What are they called? Cotton Top Tarhead? You wouldn't understand. Music's avant-garde.